Welcome back to the Prime Engine. Today we trace a line from the bedrock of arithmetic, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, to a frontier, the Riemann hypothesis. Not as a leap of faith, but as a clear map. The cadence is simple: primes build numbers uniquely, analysis mirrors arithmetic, and equilibrium pulls structure into place. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic states that every integer greater than 1 factors uniquely into primes. 12 equals 2 times 2 times 3, but the point is not the multiplication, it is the uniqueness. There is only one prime blueprint for each integer. Think of primes as indivisible elements and integers as stable compounds. The periodic table is discrete and exact. Now the bridge. The Riemann Zeta function is born from a sum over the integers. Euler showed we can rewrite it as a product over primes. That identity is more than clever algebra, it says analysis is carrying the same prime skeleton. When we examine the zeros of zeta, we are reading the fingerprints of the prime distribution. Structure in primes induces structure in zeros. To make that structure physically honest, we introduce a paradox seed, a finite overflow operand, an infinitesimal pixel anchoring the analytic plane. It is a minimal unit that forces granularity into a domain often treated as perfectly continuous. Once the plane acknowledges a pixel, drift without constraint dissolves. The stage gains edges, and counting regains authority. With edges set, we define a modular energy potential, a Gibbs-style landscape where the vertical coordinate sigma is an energy axis. The bowl is strictly convex, and its minimum sits at 1/2 the critical line. Zeros off the line occupy higher energy states, gradient flow returns them to equilibrium at sigma equals 1/2. Unique factorization in arithmetic aligns with unique equilibrium in analysis. This yields a conservation law for the arithmetic vacuum. The universe built on primes resists incoherence. When analysis honors the discrete skeleton of factorization, the system minimizes energy by pulling zeros onto the critical line. The claim becomes simple: the Riemann hypothesis is a statement of equilibrium, not mere numerology structure preserved by a conservation principle. Welcome back to the Prime Engine. Today we extend our map beyond primes and paradox, into geometry itself. The question: if our universe is closed, what lies at its edges? The answer we propose is tetrahedral. 4 nearest neighbor subuniverses, arranged like vertices of a tetrahedron, each touching the others, each reflecting closure. Geometry is not decoration, it is conservation. The tetrahedron is the simplest polyhedron: 4 faces, 4 vertices, 6 edges. It is the minimal closed form in 3 dimensions. If the universe is closed, its nearest neighbors must arrange themselves in tetrahedral symmetry. Before we close entirely, Abdon, one last thought. If primes are the bedrock, and the Gibbs energy trap is the law, what does this mean for us, for the universe we live in? It means that mathematics isn't just a language we invented. It's the architecture of reality. The primes are not abstract, they are the atoms of order. The Riemann hypothesis is not a puzzle, it is the conservation law of existence itself. So when we say the universe is closed, we mean it literally. The lattice is sealed. Variation at the base, equilibrium at the pinch, infinity at the crown. That's not just math, that's our universe. Now we extend upward. Cantor's continuum is the power set of the natural numbers, 2 and 0. It is uncountable, infinite, branching. Gödel's limit is the paradoxical boundary, 2 and 0. It is the place where formal systems fail to capture all truths. Cantor expands, Gödel seals. Together they define the dual anchor of infinity. Just as 0 anchors the finite plane, 2 and 0 anchors the infinite. The lattice is symmetric. The universe is not just built on primes, it is bounded by paradox. The continuum is not drift, it is tessellation. The cadence is closure, finite pinch, infinite crown, paradoxical seal. The lattice holds. Cantor expands, girdle seals. The universe is complete.